All right. Alrighty, chat. Am I on? Yo, am I on or am I on? For real though. Yo, am I on or am I on? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Oh, buddy. Holy Jesus. All right. Let me make sure the audio's working. I don't have much time here. I've been pretty busy, but I think I have maybe an hour before I have to do an errand here. But Jesus, man. Okay, let's see. Is Lalo live? Because if he isn't, then he's an idiot. So let's make sure it's working. Also, that the audio's up to snuff here. Okay. Seems like I'm live. Now let's click on the audio. Let's make sure it's working. Also, that yeah, we got it. We got it. Okay. So real quick, this is just to have a little bit of a time capsule as to the way I feel nearing the election, of course. Um. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see this real quick. Okay. Just checking stuff. Just checking stuff. Just checking stuff. Making sure I don't leak anything crazy. Hold on. Glad to catch you live. You said, who's that? NY Real MD. Okay, that's a confusing name. I got off kilter for a second there, okay? Thought I shared a screen. Who cares about the DMs? Okay, anyway, the point being, though, is that, oh my God, dude, I'm so hyper right now. And I don't have much time to explain myself, but basically, I was completely right about the election, like crazy. People are going to be really pissed off when they have to concede that, yeah, Lala was actually spot on to this whole thing. I was literally correct about all of it to a degree to which is criminal. I made a lot of money. Frankly, I'm filthy rich now. I'm just kidding. But I did actually bet like 750. I've over doubled that already. So knock on wood. Let's make sure I cash that out completely. So we're doing really good on that front. The liberal meltdown has been pretty good. The people on campus are pretty defeatist. And so realistically speaking, I feel fantastic. Now, insofar as the popular vote, we're still waiting on that. I also have, and I don't know if I should admit this, but I have almost $1,000. I have over $1,000 actually bet on the Senate races in both Sam Brown's case, Nevada, and then also Arizona too with Gary Lake. So I have some techniques for that. I'm gonna see how that bears out. But so I'm kind of intently watching that betting odd, and then but anyway, I already made 1,000 net profit, so we're up a lot of money. I bet a lot of my checking account on that. But guess what? Lalo won. Big, huge, but also Trump did. And that's what's so important to me because I really, again, I've talked to hundreds of people and then thousands through YouTube, but in person, so many people. Who's going to win and by how much? I got all the minute details pretty fucking spot on, in fact. And anything that I could be contrived as having wrong, truthfully, I could just attribute to fraud or something like that. I have a cope for everything. I'm trying to be a defense attorney very passively. That's not really my interest, but that's the vague thing right there. But anyway, ooh, wow, okay. Yeah, New York Real MD, right? So NYRENALMD for $10 in the super chat says, "Buy yourself a White Claw. You deserve it. You deserve this." Okay, thank you. Of course, of course. It's NY Renal MD. Thank you. All right. Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate that. All right. Um, let's see. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. But get myself a White Claw. Let me see if I have something. Okay. Okay, let's see. I have this one. I forgot I had these. So a black cherry and I have a cranberry. 8% Mike's Harder 12 ounce, I think. So you get to pick. Which one should I drink? You got the super chat. So NY, you want what would you want to do? Renal? Sorry, no. Cranberry or black cherry? We can just do that real quick. Knock that out. Anyway, so while you make up your mind, let's look at chat. Um, let's see. We have some black cherry. Okay, you got it. You got it. Okay. Your wish is my command, so to speak. Okay. There we go. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm excited. Look, I'm also excited because like the $1,000 I have bet already in the market is already cashed in or whatever, but the other thousand I have sitting in Nevada and Arizona, if that goes well, I can make another three or so $1,000. I predict off of that too. So hopefully that does not burn me, but we'll see. We'll see. It's about making money, baby. So think about it. I made $1,000 just sitting on my ass on my election watch party, betting on the election. And there's people that have to work God knows how many hours, flipping burgers. It's an obtuse thing, frankly. So I love it. I love it for myself. But yeah, I'm gloating. But just because I made money does not mean you cannot send a super chat, folks. Feel free. Feel free. But let's look into the. I have some Twitter bookmarks I want to cover real quick, so let's address it. Um, all right. Anyways, guys, give me any questions you have insofar as it concerns the what do you call it? What do you call it? As it concerns the election, but also anything else, because we are going to probably move the Trump's doing a transition into the White House. I'm doing a transition from solely political content to some other stuff. I've been so busy that I couldn't really branch out for the past several weeks. In fact, during the election, like the day before, I didn't sleep at all. So anyway, anyway, all right. So we're gonna look at the bookmarks. But yeah, give me any ideas you want me to cover, because I do want to get back to some of the old stuff. Like I used to have this. Um, Let me see. Robert Giava, how do you say that name? Is an Arizona lawyer. He does a daily stream. Okay, I think I've known that name. Provo says I'm blocking his chats in my mind. No, it's just that yours aren't. You're not. I don't know, Provo. Let's get some better chats. I don't. I'll read the chats. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm a businessman. How's the fucking Trump thing? It's like I'm a businessman. I get along with everybody, folks. Um, Cover the counties Kamala flipped. Well, that's a joke, right? Because she didn't flip any. Is that the joke? I don't know. But anyway, let's look at the bookmarks. This is a little interesting to me, and maybe this is cope, and it isn't because I'm right. But if you look here, let's see, where is it? Okay, this. All right, let me take myself off the screen. If you look at this for a second, it says the country moved 8 points to the right. So vaguely, the country, like the popular vote, went from, let's say, positive 4.5 for Biden to positive 2.5 for Trump, for example, right? Or 3.5, I don't know. But the battlegrounds only moved 1 to 4 points to the right. Why? Then Mark Mitchell, who's the head of Rasmussen polling, who again is the one of the top three most accurate pollsters historically. Well, why billionaires gerrymandering and fraud are probably high on the list. Now, that might seem like Republican cope. Oh, it's fraud. But honestly, low key, because think about it. If Oklahoma, Florida, all these states that weren't really competitive went, let's say, 8 points on average to the right of the, insofar as the popular vote is concerned, then why wouldn't Wisconsin, Michigan, etc., have the same movement? Well, you could argue that obviously Democrats are going to spend more of their money there, and Democrats do outspend Republicans in this race, for example, by like 3-1, 4-1. And if that's the case, then when they do the ad buys, they're not spending money in Iowa. So Iowa gets to shift 8 points to the right theoretically, but Pennsylvania gets all the saturation from the Democratic overspending. And so then all of a sudden, maybe they have an outsized impact and make them more narrow. Also, you could say gerrymandering, that's more nebulous. And then fraud in that incidence is also pretty interesting to me because, folks, it's hard to prove either way because, there's going to be more instances in 2020 of fraud because obviously there were more mail-in ballots. There was more of a way to, like in money laundering, the more of a bigger business, the more cover you have to do anything underneath the table. And I think that's the same concept with mail-in votes is that, when there's more of them, there's more way to fudge the numbers, is my opinion. But insofar as fraud, it's going to be less prolific, obviously, than last time, as it's clear that Trump obviously won. And plus, there's going to be less of an incentive for Republicans to investigate fraud because they won anyway. So it's an interesting point of view, but that is totally right. What am I going to show here? Oh, my chat. Yeah, let's look at the chat. Nice election coverage, says John Douglas. Yeah, thank you, dude. Um, Check out the counties that Kamala flipped. She didn't flip any counties that I know of. That's not true. Kamala. Cackling Kamala. Should I do a Kamala impersonation? She did? No, she didn't. I'm not getting baited. From what I recall, she did not flip a single county, dog. And by the way, every single state trended to the right. Every single one. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Let's see if I can find an interactive map because there's a nice graphic where it shows all the little arrows. Okay. But yeah, complete W for me, by the way. Complete and utter W for me. I'm not going to let it go sleeping, lying down, okay? I was spot on. I was spot on. People cannot talk shit, no mo. I was accurate. I put my money on it. I told the people in my club, I told people in person, I told people in politics exactly what I was predicting. I wrote it on a whiteboard. I would have posted it on Twitter, but I forgot. Or did I? Anyway, the point being is like I was completely spot on. And to be clear, folks, It's actually really impressive what I did. And there's people that spend more time, believe it or not, on politics than I do, which is crazy to think, but they do. And they were less accurate than me. I'm a fucking genius. Like actually, full stop. Because how else would I have gotten this right? Like let's mention Red Eagle politics. I was more accurate than Red Eagle. That's true. It's just factually correct. I was more accurate. He had a blue Michigan. He pussied out. He didn't have it in him, folks. He didn't have it in him. He did not have it in him. That dog. He was burned for 2020. He's like, oh, I got 2020 wrong. No, he didn't. Red Eagle was pretty spot on in 2020. As was I. There was just fraud, bro. Trump narrowly won 2020, in my opinion. Though official results say that Joe Biden got more votes than Barack Hussein Obama in '08. Believe it. Fine. Yeah, believe it. uh, let me see. Trump won in 2020. They didn't even try to hide it, says John Douglas. Yeah. Tetrad Kagan says, I won 500 Australian dollars based on your takes. How much is Australian dollars, though? Let me see that. Australia dollar. It is less than one singular dollar, but what kind of fraction is that? So $1 equals a buck 50 over there. Interesting. So you made like 350 maybe. Uh, Rob says, what are your thoughts on the RV? Well, I reflect. I'm like, the picture of what's that statue of the Greek guy who's like this? Deep contemplation. What are my thoughts? It's not a thought, but more so an aroma that comes to mind. But, and I'm joking. I'm being coy. Okay, I don't care. Okay. Okay, let's look at the exit polling. How about that? I want to see the election results, but I do not want to subscribe to the New York Times. Is that crazy of me? Am I cheap? Am I cheap? But come on. All right, so exit polls 2024. Now this has plenty of content right here, baby. This is good. This is good. Also, I do want to get around to watching Destiny's coverage of the election, because Destiny's a bitch and I hate him so much. And you know what? Frankly, when you look at it, when I was doing my election party, I was showing everybody, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all these folks. But then I was like, let's show the Young Turks. And, Chunk Yogurt is what they call Chunky Yogurt at the TYT. He definitely spurged out and I loved it. But I kind of was curious what Destiny would say. Destiny went off the rails the last couple months, says Vissen. I believe you. In fact, I want to see his Twitter. Where's Destiny's Twitter? Let's see what the Omni Liberal has to say. Dean Withers, too, the guy that debated Nick Fuentes. That guy has fallen the hell off, man. Holy shit, man. He's like, I'm devastated. I need to go to bed. I loved it. Loved it. Suffer. Let's go. All right. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm going through his timeline. We're looking for gold, baby. Um. Okay. This one's Keynote. Okay, I found a good one. This is lit. All right. Look at this. Let me zoom it in for you guys. Like that. Okay, there we go. Dude, I have to arch my back so much for this fucking computer because of the webcam. My back is like. Anyway, um, given the Dems churned out some 15 million lesser votes than 2020, can't wait for the conservatives to point out that there was voter fraud, or that they were wrong about voter fraud existing. And then Destiny says the response to this tweet is instructive. Remember, all roads lead to Rome for conservatives. No matter what happens, it's always evidence of the conspiracy. Had Trump lost today, it would have been rigged. Had he won, it'd be because 2020 was rigged. Um, to a cult member, every single outcome can be used to legitimize the conspiracy. And he somewhat has a point here, but that's also kind of based. That's kind of based. Like Trump could lose, and they would still say it's rigged. But if he wins, then the whole rigging thing, okay, who cares? Isn't that kind of cool? It's Teflon Don. He wins either way. It's kind of funny. It's like it's so rare to find somebody who's so fucking elastic, fantastic. Not like Plastic Man, but actually, whoa. It's amazing. It's amazing. And Destiny can fucking seethe all he wants, bro. And to be clear, I do think they did. There was some fraud in this election in 24 on the side of the Dems. I just think that they probably realized that it was too much for them to overcome the Trump margin. And so they just kind of gave up, in my opinion. Trump had the too big to rig, folks. We're going to swap the vote. And he was fucking right. I knew it. I knew it. Scoreboard, scoreboard. The refs can only really steal a football game if it's within one score, let's say. If the other team is up by like 50 points, you can't fucking rig it. Okay, it's too much. You could cut down the margin a little bit with caveats, but obviously this is a fantastic result. So Destiny's also on one hand wrong, but he's also being a bitch, and I love it. I love it. All right, let's look at chat. He caught a ton of heat after making fun of the firefighter that died at the Trump assassination attempt. Yep. John Douglas says, I was watching election night at work. Blacks were totally oblivious. What does that even mean? What, they didn't know there was an election or something? Okay, let me charge my phone. Okay. Anyway, let's keep looking at Destiny's L's. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he called Harris win for some fucking reason. Also, this is so gay. This is supposed to be like Destiny propaganda. What a loser chud or whatever. Jesus Christ. I want to see the Hassan meltdown too. Hassan Piker. That'd be great. Oh, by the way, um, so Destiny apparently had a watch party or whatever stream with Natsu Erudite, whoever else, ABBA, And Natsu Erudite is, I don't know what the word would be for this, but I have like an ironic crush on that chick. So I kind of want to see what she says, how she copes. She's Canadian, so maybe she's a little detached, but that'd be hot too. I don't know. Biden has 2 more months to continue accelerating the economy so that the Republicans can take credit for it. Yeah, the economy's awesome, isn't it? Imbecile. Anyway. Anyway. Hmm. Who the fuck are these people? Who's this white girl in the middle, though? She's kind of bad. Who is it? Somebody in chat tell me who this one is. She's a little pale for me, but I like her. Anyway. 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 I do not want to click on this. Anyway. So then we have Vincent saying, okay, did you hear that Biden dropped out, spiking on Google Trends on election day? That's hilarious, really? John says, they didn't care. I work in a hood bar. They didn't even vote. Interesting. Well, that's probably good if they didn't vote. Steve Bennett, thumbs up emojis. Thanks, man. Mike Morales says, great job. Even more impressive are the coattails for the House and the Senate. Interesting. Yeah, I'll elaborate on that. Joan Jones says, how does the AZ race look? Also, Kerry Lake should win. They're trying to steal this. The part that are missing is going heavy to Trump. Okay. And why mine says, Representative Raskin is probably going to try to pull a stunt in Congress to prevent Trump from being certified. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But given the fact that Kamala herself has conceded, and then Joe Biden conceded and everything, it seems to me as if they're not going to try to do something like that because they are. I think they know it's too obvious that Trump won, because not only did he win handsomely at the Electoral College, he won it by good margins in the specific states. But beside that, so he has a recount proof majority in all these states. But then beside it, he also won the popular vote. Now, we don't know by how much, but the point is that he could realistically have a majority of the vote outright, which people didn't really see coming. Aside from Lalo, yes, I predicted it. Fuck you guys. And sorry, I mean, the election Twitter people, because, you know, people in this case had what 75 to 25 odds that Harris would win the popular vote, and I won, 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 and I won. Ha! And I'm so hateable. I'm so hateable. It's crazy. Uh, okay. Vincent says also for your future post-election videos, general political analysis and breakdown in the same style as your election predictions would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, totally, of course. John Douglas says Raskin can't do anything as long as we hold the House. That's a good point. John Jones says, do you have updates on House seats and AZ Senate race? Yeah, I'll get to that. NY says, I won too. I bet he won the popular vote. How much did you bet, though? How much did you bet, though? Because I flashed this on accident, but anyway, I bet 700 and I have 1676 right now. The reason why I'm down a lot is because of the AZ race, believe it or not. The thing about it though is that the AZ race is the remaining vote for Carrie Lake is very Republican. And so her odds for whatever reason are like at 7% when I bought it at 25. But the issue for people that are betting against me is that the remaining vote, like I said, is Republican. And so her odds are going to go up. Even if she loses to Ruben Gallego, her stock will go up over the 25% at some point. And when she gets to, let's say, 40 or 45, I can just short it and then sell it and then make a fucking ton of money, even if she doesn't win. And if she does win, so, and then same thing with Sam Brown. realistically. So, um, okay, NY, I'm reading your chat there. Okay, sweet. Fuck is this? What am I looking at? What the actual fuck is that? What? Why is this so random? What the hell's wrong with Destiny, dude? This guy fell off. Insane, man. Insane. Anyway, all right. Let's keep looking at the bookmarks I have. Ah, I'm so cozy. I'm so cozy. I'm so cozy. I'm so fun. Alan Lichtman, the 13 Keys guy. So many boomers in my chat for over a year were like, "Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What about the keys? This guy has Trump losing." Well, he was wrong. Ha! Let's go. Suffa bish. All right. I'm looking. All right. Let me see. I have to. There's some audio I want you guys to hear. That's some good shit. That's some good. I'm hoping you guys heard that. I think it played through my speaker, but still, literally nothing. She flipped literally nothing. Let's go. Um. Uh. Hold on. Let me read the chats. Joan Jones says, "You did great, by the way. I was watching. You were spot on. They should boot Iowa and let you win. Be the new pollster." So you mean replace Ann Seltzer? Yeah, she fucking sucks. I knew her poll was wrong, and I knew it was a politically motivated move on her end, and so now her credibility is ruined, and Kamala lost. So a complete bona fide L on her, from her point of view. Worse than Need Silver, even. Smoky Guru says, "If you could figure out your sexuality the way you figured out this election, you got it made, bro." Well, some would say that. Some would say that. Frankly, folks, there's no concerns there. But yeah, yeah. Well, that would be true. I'd be like the Casanova of everything if I were to be as good at that as I am on politics. But anyway, we're 21. We make mistakes. NY says, "I also bet on my congressman in CA 41. Results not all in, but a little win." Okay. Smoky Guru says, "But seriously, props. Your coverage was good." Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with my own coverage being great. Yeah, it's yep. Real. No, real shit. Lalo, I love you. Yeah, I agree. Let's go. Good point. I love it. Okay, catching up on chat. Hold on. Vyson says, Monsieur Z made a great breakdown of why the keys don't work. True. Um, NY says, Lickman actually wasn't a dick in the end of his stream. He will be streaming tonight to explain himself. Major felting for Alan Lickman. He looks sad on his election night. I'm surprised you know the word felt. You know what's interesting about the word felt and like being felted and stuff is that I'll say it in front of normal people just inconspicuously, and they like don't notice that I say it because it makes it like 95% of the normies that I say felted to, they don't say anything, but also they just assume it's a word that exists, even though it really isn't. It's definitely just like a terminally online like meme word. So, but I'll say felted, and they understand what I mean. Like I'll say Kamala got completely felted, and they'd be like, "Oh, that means like she lost or she's destroyed," like pelted. I don't know. It's funny. So now people that like I know personally will now say felted, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's kind of crazy how that ping pongs." But anyway, NY says, so I follow the two-way platform. Mark Halperin had in Seltzer a few months ago. She was rapidly anti-Trump. Mark Halperin hid that video before I could put it on Twitter. Interesting. That's another cookie. Mark Halperin is a guy who I saw interviewed by Tucker Carlson, and he seemed to be very knowledgeable to the point where you'd take him at face value over what he said politically. But then, he was couching and hedging on the election, like, oh, it's gonna be close either way. It's like, dude, shut the fuck. It's such if you were the type to be like, oh, it's a toss up, it's a real coin flip. Like, okay, jackass, thank you, thank you. It's like if I said the Super Bowl is gonna be close. Fuck you, man. Really? These are gonna be two really good teams. Thank you. So useful. Come on, break it down. Just give me the either ors. Even if you're like 55-45 Trump winning, just tell me by how much and where and what is the context. Don't be like, it's close. Stupid. Stupid. NY says that he's 52, but I know a few content people behind the scenes. My brother is a poker player. Oh, so your brother says felted. Interesting, but in poker. That's interesting. I was referring to like to the Kino Casino, I believe. Yeah. Whoa there, buddy. NY says felting. I guess you're right. Not that many people would know it, but it's appropriate for the situation with Lickman. Yeah, Alan Lickman and his keys, his fucking keys. Grandpa, we're taking your keys, bitch. Come on, man. Alan Lickman, lick my balls, dude. He is awful. Drewsome. Unlike Gavin Newsom, who's a king. I fuck with Gavin Newsom. Ironically, but still. Because he's a dog. He's a dog. Oh yeah, this guy, Dean Withers. This guy is everything wrong with white guys my age, okay? He's a Democrat, liberal. He works out. So you think, oh, that's masculine, that's implicitly Republican. But no, it isn't. It's like vanity. And granted, vanity is something like I'm very much a douche. I'm very egotistical. But the thing about that is that I don't like it when other people are, especially when they can't pull it off. People like Dean Withers. This guy's like, you see this? Like, this guy's very punchable. And now, granted, I'm the same way, kind of, but I'm also a little more self aware, I would like to think. And so this guy really aggravates me. And now he's one of these like addled on Adderall all the time, Vyvanse in the case of like the Destiny acolytes, and he's just basically Timu Destiny that's not dysgenic. Bottom line, and he just really annoys me. He had a debate with Nick Fuentes where he was just trying to get him on gotchas and all that, and I just found it. Anyhow, would it be illegal for Trump to bet money on the Trump will say X betting markets? Says Bison. It probably would be, but he totally should. In fact, it'd be funny if Trump were to, if the headline the day before the election were Trump liquidates all of his assets, sells them all off. Then he has $3 billion in cash, and then he just bets it on himself winning the election, and then he doubles the money, $6 billion. That'd be crazy. Crashness says, "Good work, thumbs up emoji." Thank you, thank you, thank you. New York Times, Washington Post are all suppression polls. Fuck Destiny and fuck Pisco, says NY. Yeah, fuck Pisco too. Thick eyebrow, have an ass motherfucker. He's a bitch. He's a bitch. We don't like him. This is such a cell phone, by the way. Dean Weathers says, Democrats cried, MAGA stormed the Capitol. We are not the same. That's not the own you think it is, dumbass. That's like saying when my wife cheated on me, I beat the guy in my bed. Versus, when my wife cheated on me, I cried in the corner like Sneeko. Like obviously the guy that commits violence in that case is better because that's more manly. Like crying is gay, okay? Storming the Capitol, while obviously like they shouldn't have done that, obviously is not as beta as crying. That's just like bitch made behavior. Gus says, "Your body, my choice." That was a funny tweet. I saw that. I think was it Nick Fuentes? He said something like, "Your body, my choice, forever." Period. And other people had they said how Trump is the only guy to have single handedly blocked two women from becoming president. It's crazy. Fuck me, man. That's so funny. Holy shit, that's funny. I don't think I should read that, but wait, hold on. Let's keep reading this. Okay, this is so okay. I had to do a limp wrist for this one. Kamala's speech is beyond beautiful and presidential. I cannot fathom how she lost to Trump, but we must move forward. Dude, come on, Dean. Whoa, buddy. Beyond beautiful and presidential. Shut the fuck up. See, I had to, I was listening to it. I was skimming through her concession speech on 2X in the bathroom of a bar and grill. Okay. And, I was like, okay. She said something about how there's a constellation of stars and that it has to be dark enough for you to see the stars. And I'm like, brother, what the fuck? But I'm glad they did concede the election. Gus says, "Do you speak Spanish?" Yo soy bilingüe, entonces sí. Sí sé decir los mandamientos, yo sé decir palabras muy básicas en español. Okay. NY says, he is retarded. January 6th, 2025 hasn't even happened yet. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a major unrest by the Democrats. Okay. I don't think so. I think Trump winning the popular vote is a W. I think that really suppressed the whole thing. Gus says that the speech was ass, was generic political garbo. Honestly, I think Biden's speech today was better. Biden had aura. Biden's like fun. I don't know. He's like cool. I kind of fuck with Joe Biden. Trashness says thoughts on Harry Sisson's reaction after Trump went. Oh, I watched the first minute of it and I thought he was gonna cry, but instead he just did this like super gay like faux masculine cope. It was really awkward. I don't know. He sounded as if he was trying to like I don't even know how to describe it. It was really weird. But anyway. And why it says for Harris, you can tell she was playing a part. Did you hear the Harris campaign is in debt? They spent over $1 billion on effeminate social media influencers. Well, if Harry Sisson doesn't have to pay for college, you can thank Kamala and Joe Biden. But anyway, John Douglas says, I would be shocked. Kamala was a sacrificial lamb. Nobody cares that she lost. I don't know what you mean by that. I think she cares. But anyway, let's see that. Thoughts on thoughts on Raza coming out for Trump? Did not expect 45% of Hispanic men to go red. Oh, I was going to look at the exit polls. Yeah, good point. So if we look at the Hispanic vote, you'll see. Hold on, let me drag the screen. There we go. So we have Hispanic slash Latino turnout at 12% of the electorate. You've got 52% Democrat support, 46% Republican support. Now that is for Latinos in general, not gender segregated or anything, but that's pretty good. So he lost the Latino vote by only 6, which is fucking nuts. Um, yeah, Joan says that obviously Joe Biden's speech was one of the better ones he's ever given, and that's completely true. It's a valid point. Common. See, I ironically stand Biden like I do Gavin Newsom. It's like they suck, but it's also like there's a charm to it. I don't know. But honestly, what I want to do is put the exit polls into the Swingometer software because I feel like that might be enlightening insofar as the respect is to what the popular vote might turn out to be because they haven't finished the count obviously. So let's look at that. So moseying on over here, let's see this. So right now, obviously they have the 2020 preset, so that's gonna be pretty easy to maneuver with. But let's just take a quick look at that. All right, so there it is. Okay, so we'll look at here and we'll just copy and paste it. So insofar as the white vote, that's 71% of the turnout, so that's really good. If that's the case, what you could do is change this soon. If you look at black turnout, it's at 11%. It was at 12 last year or last election. So let's go ahead and move this down. So now their turnout is only 11. So already just off of that basis, you are flipping the state of Georgia. You're flipping North Carolina to more red, sorry. And then, of course, you have Arizona right here. Now, Hispanic vote, he only lost them by 6. So in this case, Kamala would be at 52 with Latinos, and then Trump would be at 46. So it'd be right over here. So that would be the differential right there. So then all of a sudden, the popular vote goes from 4.5 for Biden to only 1.8 for Kamala. And then Trump is already winning the election, flipping Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada. So look at that. Yeah, so that's the Hispanic vote. Now, when we look at the other races, though, Asians, 3%. Trump lost them by 15. He lost them here by 25, so he did 10 points better. The Asian vote was only 3% instead of 4, apparently. So if that's true, you'd move the Asian vote down by a ton. Trump would get closer with this share of the vote. So it'd be kind of like this. So and then again, Trump narrows the lead even more. AG James was dark. Glad I moved out of NY. They are nuts, says Joan. Okay, I don't know what you're referring to. Now, what else is there? White vote. Um, it's hard to really fix this, but I guess I could just move the turnout over here. Okay. And then insofar as the share of the vote is, okay. Oh, the black vote. Yeah. So Trump lost it last time by 81. In this case, he lost it by 72. So he's 9 points better off with blacks. So if that's the case, what you need to do is move this a lot. In the case of Kamala, move her support to 85 and then move Trump's up to like 13, right? Like right there. Right, yeah, there you go. So there you go. Trump wins the popular vote here by point 0.3. And Kamala loses a lot of black support, obviously. She gets beat by 500,000 votes. And, Michigan gets flipped in that case. You get the 312 electoral votes, obviously. Um, I agree with Glenn Greenwald. This was a class shift. Republican Party is more of a working class party, where Dems are the elites and who carve up people based on intersectionality. You're kind of right. But anyway, let's see. Let's see what else. So I guess this is pretty good. I would say I do want to see the. Oh, there we go. So we have sex here. Of white men, Trump won those people by 23%. White women, Trump won by 8, which is pretty good actually. Black men, he won 21% to 77, so he lost that by only 44. Black women, he lost 91 to 7, so black women are still crazy when it comes to voting Democrat. That's actually nuts. Letitia James, you're referring to, Joan. Okay. Okay. If you look at black men, no, Latino men. Latino men, 55% for Trump, which is whoa, that's awesome. Wow, that's great. Dude, that's awesome. Whoa, buddy. That's awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, that's whoa. Latinos, 12 points net for Trump. Latino women, 22 for Harris, which is still pretty crazy too. Wow. And then of all the other races, I don't know, Armenians maybe, it was basically died. Gus says that 91% black support is crazy. Yeah, for Kamala. Also, notice that the black woman support is really the most Democrat in the country because there's a misconception with black people. They have disparate turnout. So, for instance, black men were 5% of the electorate and black women were 7, even though it should be equal. Like, for example, Latino men, 6%, Latino women, 6. So that's even. Now, white people also have this problem where white men are at 34, white women at 37. They should be totally they should be even, and that would help Republicans, obviously. NY says, by age, Trump did much better with Gen X and millennials. It's bad news for Democrats. We love our men, says Joan. Whoa, buddy. Well, that's okay. It's good because from what I hear, Trump actually lost support with the older folk. But then I also view that if he does better with young people, it offsets it more than you really think because the old people are dying out. And my problem was like, okay, well, the country over time will become less white, and the electorate for Republicans is mostly white. Have you been to a Trump rally? I've been to many. They're mostly white people, and guess what? Mostly old white people too. Now, when there's an influx of young people, and obviously I interface with a ton of young, college Republican types, the frat guys, they are totally in line with the Trump stuff. But beside it, they also voted in this election, whereas they probably sat it out last time. And the reason why that's important is because they're going to be around forever, and so that's awesome. Um, let's see. John Douglas says nobody could decide if Kamala was black or not. Well, was she black? She okay. My understanding, because I did this whole deep dive again, free time. I know. I'm the type of guy. I read through the constitutional, or sorry, I read through the budgets at the federal level of Australia for like the past 10 years. This was during COVID, so lockdown time. I was reading a lot. Anyway, that aside, you had Kamala, who in my reading at the time was seemingly, I think, what was it, half Indian on the mom's side, a quarter black but Jamaican, and then a quarter Irish white, where she gets the name Harris, I believe. But anyway, I do think though that she is apparently half black and then half Indian. The quarter white, I don't know, might have been a misnomer. Um, we found out Kamala had Jewish grandparents, says Gus. I doubt it. That doesn't really make sense to me. Um, anyway, something about Gen Z. Okay. Her race was created by David Plouffe. Oh, you're talking about the Obama guy. Yes, David Plouffe. That guy, dude. All these Obama people suck ass. James Carville for Clinton, awful, awful. They're all, and also fuck Karl Rove too. That guy's awful. He's a Republican though. And what age group are you in? Okay, let's see this. So apparently, with 18 to 29, Trump lost these by 11, which is actually really impressive because if you were to look at 2020, we'll compare the ages. So you look at there. Okay. If you look at 18 to 29, Trump lost these by 23 to Joe Biden of all people 4 years ago. Okay. 23. So if he's losing them by 11, he cut his deficit in half, which is fantastic. Also, insofar as the electorate is concerned, they were 15.6% of the total turnout in 2020. They're down to 14, according to NBC. If you look at 30 to 44, Trump lost them by one. You get 2020, Trump lost those by 15. So that's awesome. 45 to 64, these are 35% of the electorate. Trump won them by 10. You look at here, he won them by 5. So he doubled his margin there. So that's awesome. 65 and over, Trump tied with 65 and over. Apparently, in 2020, he won them by 3. So I'm kind of curious as to why old people are voting more Democrat. It doesn't really make sense to me. It might be the whole like, oh my God, they're storming the Capitol. I cannot vote. Reagan wouldn't have done this. I guess that's the logic. Maybe. Um, uh, what's with Nevada and Arizona taking forever? So in Arizona, they're following the letter of the law as far as I can tell. They are like basically it's we have a lot more mail-in ballots than normal, and that's been a thing since like McCain and before. So it just takes longer, and I think it's gay personally. I don't know. They do a thing where they have millions of early votes, but they don't really count all of them until election day or something like that, and that's just fucking stupid. So that's kind of why. And yeah, obviously, the more they stall, the more of a chance there is of them cheating because what they can do is then ascertain how many election day votes there were and then see if they have a plausible path to just forging or whatever it is to get enough ballots to win. So, for instance, if they, through tabulations on election day, recognize that, oh, wow, maybe Trump's going to win by too much to flip it, but, Carrie Lake, we can sink her by a few thousand, they might do that. Okay, so what else is in here? And then Nevada. So, Nevada is interesting because in Nevada, people are saying they're stealing the Sam Brown race, which, whatever. I don't know. I think it's kind of gay to complain. That's just how I was raised. But I do think Nevada's taking longer because, again, they do more mail ins than usual. And then beside that, a judge, I think, made an extension to where you could return your mail in ballot that was pre filled on this Friday, like tomorrow, which is so fucking. Oh my, that really makes me upset. Anyway, we should try to do a poll where we would like to see. Wait, Joan says we should try to do a poll on who we the people would like to see in the leadership role, Senate and House, since they never seem to want to leave. I don't know. It's kind of dumb. Um, NY Real Mind says explanation for older people and Trump. The older gen before boomers are dead. The silent generation were conservative. The boomers are in the majority of the old people and they're ex hippies. That's actually a good point, and that did not cross my mind. Okay, that's a fair point. John Douglas has a lockdown. We were raising hell in April 2020 to get Ohio open. 2,500 Patriots at the Ohio. Ooh, shit. Oh wow, the Ohio State Capitol. Um, let me make sure. Okay, I have an errand to do at 2, and it's 1, but I'm not sure how far the place is that I need to go. Irvington. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. If it's going to be, I need to figure this out. Bear with me. The chat's gonna have to deal with some silence, and you're gonna have to like it, chat, because I'm doing something really important. I don't want to fuck this up. Okay. Uh, so if it's gonna be over here, 30 minutes. Oh my god, let's drive fucking. Let me see. B address. Okay. Anyway, let's look at the chat real quick. My bad. I don't know. I keep my bike helmet in my car in case I get bum rushed by protesters. That's kind of paranoid. Michigan and Wisconsin Senate were rigged, says Vise. I don't know about that. Look, I would like to think that they did try to steal it, and maybe that is the case. But truth is that the coattails are really coattails for a reason. They're not like guaranteed solid concrete. They're not it's a piece of fabric. They're liable to be blown with the wind. If Trump wins Michigan by a point and a half, is it really unreasonable to believe that 2% voted for Trump, but then Alyssa Slotkin instead of Mike Rogers? Because there's people that are low propensity, and these people don't know much about politics, but they want Trump over Kamala, but they don't know who's running for Senate. So they're like, fuck it, I'm leaving it blank, or I'm going Democrat because they're historically Democrat, but they support Trump in this one case. And I think those early voters that were low propensity, while they flipped the election for Trump at the federal level, they seem not to be too passionate for Senate. So that's likely why these Republicans underperformed relatively. Hmm. You live in Palm Springs, says NY. Okay. Vi says, I remember on election night, November 5th at 12, we were leading by 4 in Wisconsin and 90% and by 6 in Michigan with 95% of the vote. I don't remember that being that lopsided. NY says Slotkin was warning Dems her internals show Kamala was losing, and she didn't campaign with Kamala. That's a good point. Yes. All right. I'm thinking about, okay, we're probably going to keep on going for another 15 or 20 minutes because of time constraints, but let's see what else we can philander or pull out of here. So of men that are my age, so 18 to 29, Trump actually won them by 2, which is fucking nuts. Wow. So most young men that you interact with, 18 to 29, voted for Trump. Trump lost the young woman vote though by 24. I don't know how that's there's no way to really I don't know how that looked like in 2020 though. And then Trump won old ladies at least, 45 to 64 by a single point, and then 65 and up he lost narrowly, or no, by 9. Okay, age by race. Okay, this is getting very specific. White guys, 18 to 29, Trump won, or no, tied. Interesting. Latino guys my age went 2 points for Kamala. So white guys and Latinos were only 2 points away from each other, which is crazy. But what else is in here? Vi says, my biggest fear is that the rhinos, as in Murkowski, Collins, and Bill Cassidy, will sink the Trump agenda in the Senate. No, oh, no, 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 I don't think so. Five Iron says, the fact that he won does not negate the fact that your takes were just gay puffery. What does that even mean? Puffery of Trump? I'm a realist. No, wait, hold on a second. That makes no sense because my predictions were honest. I'll tell you they're honest because I put in my own money on it. I bet $750 on Trump to win. A plethora of different states too, and I made a lot of money. So there's no way that I was lying. It's not gay puffery. Do I want the guy to win? Of course. And do I have a Trump cutout right here? Okay, these are for business reasons, obviously. That Trump cutout is right here. But NY Real Mind says if we are at 53 to 54 senators, Collins and Murkowski would have less power. Well, that's kind of my point, though. If we have a good margin, then the rhinos at the rim don't really matter. And mind you, Trump got a lot of stuff shot down in his term in 2020. And oh wait, I'm getting a WhatsApp. Fuck. Okay. Hopefully that did not leak audio. All right, great. We're back. We're back. Where was I? Where was I? Where is it? Okay. Looking at chat. Perfect. Something about the Senate. Okay, who cares? Vigilant Templar says, always excellent, Lalo. Thank you so much, Vigilant Templar. First time in chat, I see you. Great. All right. Do you think we will win PA Senate? They're taking forever in Cambria County. Yeah, well, they have provisional ballots from what I read, and yeah, easily, easily. And I have some money on PA Senate, so they better fucking win. Getting rid of Bob Casey is more impressive than winning Wisconsin or Michigan, frankly. Because Bob Casey is a Democrat that's been there for 18 years. And so taking out an incumbent with high seniority like Bob Casey is going to be more important proportionately in the Senate than it would if you were to win an open seat, because that's kind of like a wash at that point. So that's great. In fact, out of Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, the most important seat to win, actually, in my opinion, would be Pennsylvania because, again, Casey had seniority. It's not really the case with the other ones. So, what was I missing here? What else do we have in here? John says, I'm so relieved. What do you call her? Carmela. It's Kamala. Kamala would have been a disaster. That woman scared me to death, thanks to the young bloods who got out there and voted. Yep. NY says, Sotomayor is close to being on dialysis. Can't say how I know that. Yikes. Okay. Okay. How do you know that? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, buddy? I don't even know what dialysis means, by the way. I've heard the term medically. I just don't know what it is. NY says, oh yeah, so watch for Biden to try to push through a replacement. Well, he's not going to get it, I think. Now, the Senate is 50. You only need 50 votes, I believe, and then Kamala would be the splitting vote. Can Mitch McConnell somehow do his magic? Oh, kidney failure dialysis. Okay. Anyway, can Turtle Mitch McConnell do his job and somehow cock block Biden from nominating a replacement of Sotomayor if that comes up in the next few months? I'm betting on no. But if he somehow did pull what he did, like in the case of Merrick Garland, but the Republicans did have the Senate though, if he could somehow pull that off, I'd love him a lot because that'd be super impressive. And if somehow we got that Senate seat, or sorry, the if we got that SCOTUS seat and we like kept it vacant for weeks, and then Trump appointed a new person, it'd be elite because then we'd have 7 justices on the court. That'd be nuts. That'd be nuts. Hold on, I need to check a text real quick. Okay, I have to pick this girl up at the. Okay, anyway. Oh, damn it. What else do we have, folks? Never attended college. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So uneducated people tend to vote Republican more so than they have in the past. Seems like their turnout is probably higher than usual, too, but let's see. Oh, whoops. Ooh, let's go. This is great. No matter. I was fucking right. That's why the popular vote was the way it was. Common W for me. I had Trump winning the popular vote officially by 2.5. Most people, conventional wisdom was like, Kamala might narrowly win it. Okay, fuck you guys. And okay, Gallup had something weeks ago that had the Republican R+3 national environment, and that's been highly predictive of the past several elections, obviously going back decades. And so, yeah, I thought like, okay, well, if Republicans will be 3% of the generic ballot, in this case of the general electoral popular vote, then it's likely that it'll translate almost 90 something percent to Trump. So 90 something percent of 3 would be like what, 2.5? So I was right. Bottom line. The greatest words to write with quilt and pen. Lala was right again. Is quilt even a thing? A quilt? Wait, no. What's the saying? Well, saddest something, dun pen, something something was right again. Quilt is like a blanket though. What am I confusing that with? Anyhow, um, a lot of moderates. This is interesting. Moderates voted very left. Huh. Though look at this. 95% of Democrats voted for Kamala, which is fine. 4% voted Trump. Now, of Republicans, you see here, Republicans were 94% for Trump, 5% for Kamala. And remember, Democrats were like, oh, there's going to be this huge influx of Republicans for Harris, which is bullshit. It was AstroTurf, this Liz Cheney coalition. Very few people are actually part of that guild. And then besides, they were saying that independents would have been massively for Harris too, as they were coping about the early vote being way out of hand for the Democrats as Trump was swamping the vote, as I predicted, of course. Apparently, Trump lost these by 3, which I don't believe. Again, exit polls aren't 1 to 1. They're exit polls are like a poll but done at the electoral level. And what I mean is that like a poll will try to get a representative sample of, let's say, 1,000 people in a swing state, whereas in this case, exit polls try to get like a representative sample of random voters in different precincts, I believe, like interviews post election. So they're not always accurate because to get the macro data would implicate the census on every ballot. Doesn't make sense. Casey is the biggest moron in Congress, is John. Yeah, I don't like Casey. I think he's a loser. And he has like this very subtle lisp that's odd, off putting, really. Vice says, my bets are Lake makes up the difference in AZ and wins the Senate race there, and McCormick barely pulls it off in PA, giving us a 54-46 Senate. Well, interesting. And honestly, I hope you're right because I do have $500 on Carrie. I don't expect her to win, but I'm also gonna wait until the stock goes back up so I make a profit. Vice says, unlikely that pizza face Sam Brown flips Nevada and wins. Sheesh. Hey, the pizza face is not his fault, by the way. He had some burn in war or something like that. Anyhow, um, John says, that's me, Ohio GED here. I loved it when Trump said he loved the uneducated. Well, that's his aura, because it's a gaffe for any other politician. But he's like, I love the uneducated. Frankly, folks, they're the brightest out there. 5 says, lol, casually drops the I gotta pick this girl up. Da da da. Very convincing, Lolo. You think I'm faking having to pick somebody up that's like half an hour south of me, dude? It's gonna be a pain in the ass and then I have to stop live streaming. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to this. I hate women. No, but seriously though, like come on. I have to drive so much. It's nuts. Also, the annoying thing about having people in my car is that like I always have like a bunch of campaign shit in my house. I mean, well, that and in my car. So I have to always clear it. I have a tent in my car. I've got fucking a table. I have a folding table in my car. I had to move all of it. Anyway, NY says Sam Brown is 15,000 down with 7% left. Fuck. Fuck me. Yeah, yeah. Nevada's at 3% on Kalshi, the betting app. See, if I cash out now, I'll lose $500. So I might as well just keep it there and hope to God that he gets a favorable drop and then the number goes up. And even if he loses, I'll just cut my losses there. God damn it. Mike Morales says, what do you think of Frank Lunks? He seems to be neutral, but he has become more to the left. He's not neutral. He's a fucking liberal. He's one of these Republicans from the Bush era that hate Trump personally, and they let that dictate their mind. Just because Trump fucked your mom doesn't mean he has to be rent free like that, okay? And they act like he did, and I mean that's obviously not the case. So, but imagine that's how they hate Trump. It's like, I'm traumatized by Donald Trump, man. It's pathetic. Iglesia Adventista de los 70. Okay, hold on. I have to text someone. Okay. Okay. Comments. 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 Let's not get too distracted. Actually, it's at 13. Okay. Quill, not Quill. Thank you, Mike. Okay, yeah, Quill. That's what I was thinking of. Luntz hasn't aged well, and he looks scuffed. Basically, yeah, like he has Just for Men, which I don't hate on. Whose dad doesn't use Just for Men? Okay, how about that? I might have to use that in 30 years, but anyway, yeah, Luntz apparently he doesn't brush his teeth either. Have you seen his teeth? They're fucked. Vicen says, "What do you wait? What to do if you like Trump but disagree policy wise on several issues? Who you? What do you disagree on with him on? Because I'll disagree with some things, but not really much, so I don't have to deal with that sort of mental blockage. Anyhow, um, I'm looking at the election night news or whatever, and according to NBC, Haley Jackson says Trump's team considering options for attorney general, which is interesting. Um, wow. Who should he pick for attorney general? Giuliani says he's open to serving. Well, no. I think he's washed. TBH. You know, Rudy kind of fell off, and the climax for him falling off really career wise was when he was at the Four Seasons and out the hotel, but the landscaping business, and apparently like his like hair dye was like it looked like he was bleeding or sweating, but it was hair dye. It was odd. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Trump won the white non-college by 24. Um, cool. Okay, and then white college graduates, he lost by 7. He lost by 10 here. So what you would do is shift them up like there. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Now the popular vote looks more like how I predicted it, 1.2 for Trump instead of less than a point. And then the white non-college was non-college was way over college turnout, which is impressive. Impressive. Okay. Oh, okay. Now this is fascinating. So yeah, Trump won the Catholic vote by 58%. I wonder what it was in 2020. Jews, he won. Oh wait, well that's a bad result. Jews, which are only 2% of the turnout or of the electorate, 78% voted for Kamala, 22% for Trump. I thought Jews would do more Republican. That's interesting. Protestants very strong, GOP, obviously. Atheists for Kamala. That makes sense. Okay. Protestant white people, 72% Republican. Interesting. Catholic whites, 61% for Trump too. Jews that are white. Well, that doesn't. What's the distinction? Hmm. White, born again, or evangelical Christian. That is 82% for Trump. That's awesome. Hmm. People with children are also more conservative. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, let's look at the things. Also, keep in mind, I'm gonna wrap up the stream in about 10 minutes, only because I need to go do an errand here, and then I'll be busy for several hours probably. So I did upload my most recent video too, just as a little bit of like a I told you so with the election. But okay, so Vicen says he disagrees on tariffs. Okay, so people are talking about tariffs in chat. Messi or Ronaldo? I'll go Ronaldo because he looks better. John Douglas says Trump will be extending the tax cuts from 2017. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And Y says they're talking about tariffs. I'm just looking at some stuff here. Okay. I remember when Messi versus Ronaldo was an actual thing people would ask, like normies would be like, oh, la, la, la. Honestly, I don't care about soccer. My back problems are so bad. Holy shit. Okay. Ah, man. Oh, whoa. Trump. Okay, so the gay vote was 86% for Kamala. I wonder what that's supposed to be usually. In fact, Trump won the non-gay vote by 8. So think about it. If gays did not vote at all, think about it. Think about a world where the gays did not vote at all or did not exist. Trump popular vote victory of 8. Anyway, yeah, so and also this is somewhat odd. Are you gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender? 8% said yes to either of any of these four, which seems odd. I don't think 8% of people are gay. I think if I had to guess who like how many queers there are percentage wise, I'd say it'd be like 2% or something. I go most days without seeing a gay person actually. I think. And I'm saying like when I go to college and I see hundreds of people in college. In fact, okay, no, there's definitely gay people, but like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Milk Cow for $5. Hey, thank you so much, Milk Cow. So nice. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing, dude. Thank you. Wow. Um, In medicine, I'd say 65% are medical. Okay, they're talking about politics. They're arguing in chat. Let's see. Stick to Mexican politics, says Juice. Mexican politics are awful. Honestly, it could be more content because they do have like kidnappings and cartel warfare. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, so Milk Out with an amazing super chat. Thank you so much. Also, shout out to NY for the $10 earlier. You know, if you think about it, if I've been live for about an hour, I made 15 bucks, 15 bucks an hour, you know, rather that than working at McDonald's like Trump did and Kamala did not so much do. So thank you guys so much thus far. Did you guys see the Red Eagle stream? I didn't catch it obviously because I was busy, but I've been skimming it. How did that go? Is this the first year you've voted? The people that said yes, 13 points broke for Trump. That's awesome. Now, do you think the condition of the economy is 32% had a positive view, good or excellent, whereas not so good and poor was at 68? Sheesh, it's cooked. It's cooked. Stick a fork in him. And obviously, the vast majority of people, so about 70% of folks said that the economy sucked, and about 70% of those voted for Trump. So again, huge, huge, awesome, awesome. A plurality say that obviously the family financial situation is worse, which makes sense. But of the people that said that the economic situation is about the same, they voted pretty hard Democrat by 69 points, which is interesting. Seems like if the economy were even like if it were better, that Kamala would have won, which I guess makes sense. But she sucks. She sucks. Like even if you have like a great like even if it were like the 2000 election where Al Gore lost to Bush, but the economy was good, the country was doing great in the year 2000. Even then, Kamala would have lost to Bush too because Kamala just sucks, plain and simple. Hold on. Oh wait, if I do, I need to figure out some logistic stuff. Okay, sorry folks. I need to figure this out real quick. Shit, fuck. Okay, yeah. Okay, I do actually need to end the stream in like 5 or 10 minutes though. Okay, just keep that in mind. I have to work out some math in my head there. Oh god. Whew. Dude, my back is hurting. Holy. How's this looking? Oh, we're up 100 over my last thing. Okay, cool. I made a ton of bets. I made like 30. So I diversified my little portfolio there. In the last year, inflation has caused you and your family more hardship. More people say that. In fact, like 75 say so. How do people feel about how the country is going? 73% say dissatisfied or angry. 73%. 25% say enthusiastic or satisfied. Wow. And look, obviously, the people that are discontent with the country are at positive 26 points for Trump. He won a majority of those, so that's great. Okay, now this is okay. This was what I was thinking of. Okay, which one of these five issues matter the most when deciding who you voted for in presidency? So foreign policy was at 4%, which makes sense, and even those broke 20 points for Trump, which is great. Abortion was 14% of the biggest issue, and Kamala won those by 50, which makes sense, 74 to 25. If you look at the economy, which was at 32, which is good, that was pretty good. I mean, pretty big. That is 19% for Kamala, 80% for Trump, which is fucking nuts, insane. Also, immigration at 11%. Trump won that 90% to Kamala's 9, so that's great. State of democracy, 80% for Kamala, 18 for Trump. Now, this seems horribly inaccurate. You know, these make sense, like the top four, but when it comes to democracy, I don't believe this. State of democracy would be like lower than foreign policy, or like it'd be like at 5% or something of like people saying that it's the biggest issue. I just think that this is basically the Kamala vote. And what do I mean? People that are supporting Kamala Harris were voting on abortion, obviously, but they're also voting on like the state of democracy, which is just a euphemism for like stopping Trump. because of Jan 6 and all that. So this is not so much like, oh, people valued the whole democracy thing over the economy. That's obviously not true, because then how did Trump win? I think this is just a banked Kamala vote. So this is where like my input matters more than just you reading it for yourself, because most people would just think, oh, the whole exit poll is garbage. And while it could be, it's not because of specifically this. I could sweep the whole poll up by just saying that this is banked Kamala support, because when you look at it, 34 plus 14 equals 48% of the total allotment here. And so obviously Kamala getting 48% of the support generally would make sense. And so, yeah, it seems like they banked their support in these two issues being democracy and abortion. That makes sense, because it's not like a Kamala person would be like, oh, I'm voting for her over foreign policy. That makes no fucking sense. Or the economy. That makes no sense. Or immigration. That also doesn't make sense. Also, qualities for candidates. Ability to lead. Trump is winning 2-1. Can bring needed change. He's winning that by 50. So he's the change candidate, and that's good, especially when you're going against an incumbent party that is running the country into the ground. That's fantastic news for DJT. That's awesome. Okay, I'm reading the chat. They're just arguing with each other over politics or something. What else is going on? Okay, okay, we're wrapping in like 5 minutes. Okay, I have to. I have a heart out, so to speak. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, they never have these sort of things. U.S. support for Israel. It's all over the place, huh? Abortion should be legal in all cases, most cases. That's predominantly supported at a clip of what, 65 points? And then obviously illegal in most cases only at 26, and illegal in all cases only supported by 6% of people. Holy shit, that's crazy. Now, this is the key point for the folks, the idiots, frankly, that said that, oh, Trump's going to lose because of abortion. Look at this. Legal in most cases. This is the most popular position at 33% between the four different ones, okay? So legal in most cases. That vote was split evenly, 49 to 49, with Trump and Kamala. Now, this was the whole thing. This is like what the whole campaign for Kamala was hinging on, was abortion plus anti-Trump, just like we hate him. So for this to be tied, this is the big position. Okay, most people, especially swing voters in this case, that are the name of the game, independents, they do not support making it legal to kill somebody, or sorry, a fetus at the ninth month, for example. And so the most popular position, obviously, even among moderates, is going to say, well, legal in most cases, safe, legal, and rare. That's what Bill Clinton popularized like 30 years ago. And that stayed true as a mantra, because all of a sudden, this seems to be good news for Trump, because if he's even here, that's really nice. That's really nice. It's like if Kamala were to be even on immigration. Hold on, I got a text. Okay. Um, and if I go 40 minutes plus the time I was called was what? Let me see. I'm doing a little bit of math here. 105, 105, 25 minutes. Shit, I'm not sure. When do you think you're gonna be at the... Okay, we might have to wrap up pretty soon, because I have a pretty big drive going on coming up. Sorry. Um, what comes closest to your position? So I already covered the abortion thing. Democracy. Okay, hold on. There are no dying women for ectopic present pregnancy. I don't really know what that is. I know the term, I recognize the word, but I don't know what you mean. But like I said, I think we're gonna wrap it in like 2 minutes because, like I said, huh. Um, interesting. Whoa. Okay, sorry, I'm nerding out. Your vote for president was mainly for your candidate. That's 10 points net for Trump, or 11 actually. And then against your opponent is 60 40 for Kamala. So think about that. Most people voting for Kamala were voting against Trump, whereas most people voting for Trump were voting for Trump. Nice. Biden's approval rating 39% positive, and then obviously 59% negative. Whoa, buddy. Okay. I'll give you guys 1 more minute to send in any final messages because I do have to go. But I do really appreciate you guys for coming and stopping by in the short stream. We were at okay, we did an hour and 15 minutes, but it is a busy time for me. So think about this as like a siesta timed sort of thing. The siestas in Mexico are like what 90 minutes. So like I said, we'll give you guys 60 seconds. Final questions. Oh, my back hurts so bad. Holy shit. Yeah, this is all good news. Let me see. Maybe they've reported more of the vote. Let me see. I'm curious. Whoops. So they have Arizona still at 69, which is pathetic. Nevada still at 90. He's up. How much is that? 2.8 plus 1, 3.8. He's up here by 5.5. Okay. All right, guys. I'll give you guys 20 more seconds for a final question, okay? I want to make sure people don't get left out, all right? I'm a very considerate person, folks. Anyways. All right. So, anyways, I'll see you guys pretty soon. I'll live stream when I have free time. I just typically don't. Had, I could tell you, I had actually no free time yesterday. I have no time. I can't even make my fucking bed anymore. It's a good thing the camera doesn't capture it. But this queen bed is a fucking mess. I have clothes on it. Anyway. Tangent aside, I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. Thank you for the donos, by the way. Shout out to NY Real Mind and also Milcow. Thank you so much.